Good evening, this is Kuro. Got a Tier 9 game in my Tier 7 Blyska. Going over the matchmaking. Back it up a bit. Going over the matchmaking, obviously Tier 9 matchmaking. Matchmaker hates me. Looking at not a lot of radar, so it's not quite as bad as it potentially could be. Got a Tier 9 Buffalo. The destroyer-wise, though, it's pretty bad. Looking at a Fletcher, a Kiev, and a Gajamata. Basically, a destroyer that outspots me by quite a margin, out DPMs me, better torps. Kiev, you know, out DPMs me. Gaja outspots me, has, I believe, better DPM than me. Um, so, all in all, with the destroyers, it makes this kind of a rough match to go against. Gonna fast forward it a little bit. Had a computer issue that killed my sound the other day, and this is a recording of a recording. So my game plan is I am the furthest west destroyer. I want to go take a look at ACAP. Um, hey, you're alright. And I basically just have to play really careful with around the caps. There's just too much that can wreck me really easy. And while I'm heading to A, I see, a good thing. I've got an Oodaloid coming with me. Um, the bad part is we both have crap concealment, so it doesn't really help the situation with spotting. Um, I mean, worst case scenario is running into the Fletcher. Um, that's the one that I absolutely don't want to run into in this match. With the Udaloy, if the Fletcher's out in the open, um, we obviously can really work on that guy. Um, but the second issue, we've got a lemming train. Every one of my battleships is headed to CCAP. So that tells me that this game is going to be a gigantic pain in the ass. So I'm already telling my team they need to be ready to shift towards CCAP. The Kiev steps on the cap. Uh, I make the choice. I go on ahead, stay dark. I drop torps. I was kind of expecting this guy to just stay on the cap. I get radared by the Buffalo, and just gonna take some shots on this guy. And then the hits keep rolling. We've got a Cyclone. So I'm taking a low tier destroyer with a 6.8 kilometer 6.8 kilometer concealment against enemies that vastly outspot me or out DPM me. And I'm also limited in view to 8 kilometers. This is going to be an exceedingly difficult match. Now, this was kind of a critical play here. This Gaja completely screwed up coming out like that. He should have hung back. He knew that we were there, and that really cost him. Now, the Udaloy instantly smoked up. If I would have stayed in the smoke, this Gaja would have gotten away, and we wouldn't have been able to finish this guy. Instead, popping out like that, we're able to get the kill, and then I used my first smoke. With the first smoke used, I'm just going to go ahead. I'm going to start focusing on this Bismarck. Try to get some damage out of this situation. Hold on, number 2 just woke up.
Mic off. Mic on.
So while I'm just trying to use as much of this smoke as possible, because I know as soon as this cyclone starts setting in, this match is going to get more and more difficult. And the issue is, I mean, on one hand, I've got concealment that is it's very questionable at this tier. Um, the other part is, you know, how sluggish the rudder is on this. You're gonna see later on in the match that, you know, a fast ship coming at me that gets spotted at 8 kilometers, I've got no way at trying to disengage or try to mitigate the you know, any sort of um, you know, risk at taking damage other than instantly trying to smoke, and even then not being able to smoke up fast enough to get concealed. And this is one of the reasons why I hope that they're really looking hard at the implementation of um, I hope it's a new version of the Cyclone where instead of being a giant, you know, map wide visibility limitation, that I it's this, you know, call it, you know, a 12, 15 kilometer circle that just moves across the caps, um, and reduces visibility inside there to 8 kilometers. I hope it's that, just because, you know, this whole, you know, the enemy, in my opinion, should have won this game. The issue is they're going to lose it because it's specifically just because it's a cyclone and my team did the lemming train thing. So what I'm trying to do to help my team win this match, the enemy team predominantly deployed over 2 caps, A and B cap. Me trying to delay them out there gives my team time to push C cap, and they're just going to push as a blob um, from C cap into B cap right through this gap. And what I'm trying to avoid is the enemy team to really block this effectively. They need to get battleships here and ships up here where they can just get a good crossfire going. And, you know, if they're able to do that, they're in very strong position to stop my team's push. So, you know, me pushing out here, trying to get ships to chase me up here, delaying, you know, the Buffalo, Scharnhorst, all of those guys. I'm just trying to draw as many ships as I can off to get my team time to be able to push through this gap. And, you know, now that I'm over here, I don't want them to cap B. Um, we're still close on points, but, you know, again, cyclone setting in, we're down to 18 kilometer range. I really need to try to get damage in right now to make an impact in this game. So my impact is also base defenses. I'm rotating targets, lighting fires. I don't want these guys to cap. Yeah, that's right. Say no capping, fat boat. And really just putting this fire chance on this boat to test. I mean, this build here with one fire flag is 10.5% fire chance, and it's doing a pretty solid job right now, especially being down tiered this hard against some of these tier 9 ships. Um, you're really gonna struggle with that. Now here I do make a mistake. I missed that buffalo. He's spotted for a couple seconds right here. This is going to cost me a significant amount of HP. The cyclone's closing down, and I'm going to get radar detected here, and these guys are all going to be able to shoot at me even though I'm outside 8 kilometers just because of the radar. So I know right now, shit, here we go. So this is a misplay on my behalf, and it's a very substantial one. And tier 9 battleships, ouch. Nobody else really touches me, but that right there, the damage was done. Um, the argument is always, do you try to go broadside or do you um, try to just avoid as many shells as you can? I think right there, I should have just tried to avoid as many as I could. Um, so that's a tough call. That close to a tier 9 battleship, you're probably going to pay the price one way or another. But at this point, my team's reaching B cap. We have succeeded in stopping them from being able to actually push it. Um, and right here, you're going to see just how bad it is with this boat in a cyclone. Uh, you know, Scharnhorst pops up, and I'm smoking up pretty much as quick as I can as soon as it looks like he's actually going forward. And you know, he knows right where I'm at, and I'm low HP. He's just gonna be throwing some blind shots into the smoke. Now, this is a double-edged sword. Yeah, say damn fat boats. Uh, it's good for me. I get a far more damage. Um, the bad part is it is gonna kill me. Uh, but I'm again just working this guy down, and just at this point, any damage I do, I'm just trying to stay as useful to the team as I can. I blew the damage control off that Scharnhorst, and his blind shot into the smoke, he's able to pick me up and get the kill. But at this stage, the lemming train has arrived, and basically what's happening is these ships all push into spotting range of my team. They basically just get nuked off the map by, all of these ships basically shooting them at the same time. And it's, in my opinion, the Cyclone was bad design. My team deployed extremely poorly. We should have lost this map, but because there was a stupid ass Cyclone, my team, well, you win it just because RNG. And that's highly irritating. It should not come down to something like that. Easy, buddy. Ooh, you're heavy. So you're gonna watch a little fat boat on fat boat violence. Now, this Musashi shouldn't be charging a Tirpitz. No good is gonna come out of that. He's probably thinking he can go for the ram, but you know that's a really sketchy play. Turpitz gets off a pretty clutch torp drop. Now, I think that, in my opinion, he kind of makes the mistake. Uh, I would shoot the Schornhorst here, and just use my backside torps to torp that Musashi to finish him off. And then being up this many ships, I'd just go ram the Schornhorst. Um, he's got the HP to tank the torps. You know, just go get it done. Instead, you know, trying to angle like this, all you're doing is you're setting yourself up where you're running out of room to really torp this guy, and you're gonna eat a bunch of torps, and you may or may not get the kill in this situation. Good news is the Schornhorst gets worked down hard enough that doesn't take much to kill the guy, but he eats all three torpedoes, and he's gonna start flooding out. Yeah, it's a dead fat boat. So at this point, this game's almost over. Gonna jump back over to these battleships. Got the new Jean Bart. That's a nice boat, by the way. Yeah, you remember that boat, don't you? So, this King George is actually doing it the right way. This is what the Musashi should have done. Just kite him, work him down. Um, you know, he does eat a torp here on the stern, but, you know, all in all, handled that pretty well. And that's the win. So, I included this game just because you had a lot of real pain in the ass issues with this matchmaker, and I still did third. So, Blyska, she's still a strong boat. I mean, you've got to work around her when it comes to this kind of thing, but you're going to have to do that with any Tier 7 DD against Tier 9s. The alpha on the guns, the fire chance, uh, you know, they keep you in the fight. Um, you know, it's got pretty good hit point pool where, you know, you're not going to, you know, instantly get wiped off the map. I mean, uh, even that battleship shooting at me, yes, it knocked over half my hit points off, but, you know, all in all, I still had, you know, a smoke screen to play with, um, that kind of thing. So, Blyska, here's another video on her. Let me know what you guys think. I know I just keep seeing over and over again this ship is, you know, it's been power creeped. It lost everything when it came to um, losing its stealth fire. Um, and I don't necessarily feel that that's true. I do think that there are adjustments that they could make, um, preferably to the rudder on this thing. But you know, it's still a ridiculously strong destroyer when it comes to setting fires and stuff like that. I mean, if I would have lived even a couple minutes longer, I would have been farming yet another witherer. This is my if I want to print a witherer or an arsonist, I grab this ship because you print them damn near every match it seems. And ships that can do that, where they can get you those, you know, combat flags, they're very handy ships to have. And I mean, the only real downside that I see to Blyska is the limited captain. Um, I really wish that they'd roll that captain in with, a Commonwealth line or something like that, where that would dramatically increase the marketability of the boat. I don't think that there's going to be another Polish ship uh, in the game for quite some time, and I feel like they could do something to make it a little more worth your while. So let me know what you guys think. Um, Hope you guys are having a good night, and I will talk to you later.